Agenda, so we'll start. Apologies for absence, we're all here. So, no apologies. Minutes of the meeting of the 6th of November, they agreed with the correct record.
Agreed.
Thank you. Chair's announcements. There aren't any. Urgent items. We have one urgent item, which is additional health and social care programme investment. And the reason for urgency is that we need to make a decision to make sure we get the investment. So I propose to take that as a key decision on 12A. 12A, yeah. Okay, no other items to add to the agenda. So members' declaration of interest, can I remind you all to please declare any interest both verbally and in writing, I think.
Just on agenda item 7, meeting information of reduced travel with culture people as members shown on the
So do you need to leave the room and check?
obviously.
Okay. Thank you for that. So let's move on to the agenda. Agenda item 6, the employment of youth waste apprenticeships.
Yes, this is the youth waste apprenticeship scheme. The council has been really successful in applying to the combined authority for the European Social Fund support for employment for. What it will mean for the district is we're therefore recommending that they have to be free up to the age of 25 to develop their employability through on their pathway to securing an apprenticeship. And this is really good news. It will meet their individual needs and secure employment as a result. It's really good news. We've had a good track record with apprenticeships across the district, but this extra funding will really make a difference for bring people into employment and have the opportunity before. So I'm really pleased to hear this report.
Any questions or comments? Yes.
Yeah, I welcome this report. I certainly welcome the funding within it. Can I just be assured that you will be working with, as we did last time, with the Troubled Families programme to try and engage with those people who are identified to the hubs as needing that little bit of extra help. We did it last time. I think we employed 7 apprentices, 5 of which we still have. So I just want to ensure us that we will be working with the Troubled Families programme as well.
Yes, we will be working with the Troubled Families programme. It was a success, and the fact that we've still got 5 young people still working with this authority, ones that we know, we actually know them, and take them and learn about their work, and it's been really beneficial. So yes, of course, we will.
Anybody else? Yes. Jackie, you want
It's important that we do talk to the businesses who haven't had this before. We've not taken apprenticeships on. It's always difficult for businesses to take on apprenticeship, but I think there's skills that we sort of our officers that really do work with them. We shall have a real success.
Yes, this is just a comment, Chair. I'm pleased to see that 7 community disadvantaged groups are going to be given priority. If you send it, please. There's a group I think that have been overlooked in the past because of the difficulties they actually face.
And we haven't been able to reach everybody before. I think this year we'll set ourselves out to reach out to all the community people that we haven't mentioned before. So it's really an excellent news.
Is that right? Really? Oh, well. Okay. Whatever. Just to say that, and I do welcome this very much indeed, I think the real trick is to make sure that apprenticeships are apprenticeships for the future. The world of work is changing so quickly that unless we're ahead Have I finished talking or starting over to you? So, politically now, I'd like to use the machine. Please, yes, so we can go.
No, I think it's all there. I think it's a really good initiative, and I believe that we've been successful with the funding.
In that case, it's you again. Meeting the accommodation needs of gypsy traveller and travelling show people.
Yeah, this is a difficult, always a difficult situation, with assessing the needs of the travelling people and our communities who worry about the implications of having sites in their area. We've been very successful in this district with our local development plan. We've brought massive investment to the district with all the new housing that's been built. And we've been successful, better than our neighbours. We've had our local development framework in place longer than all the other districts, councils around the area. And we're about to go forward with
Where some of them haven't actually finished the last one. But if we don't address this situation with finding sites for gypsy travellers, then our idea won't be found sound, it won't go forward. And set out in 5.22, it shows where the shortfall is up to the next 5 years and then up to 2036. And we have to find 65 new pitches fairly quickly. Now, we had a working group through scrutiny. We did identify sites, and I should be asking them to look again at finding some sites. At the moment, no sites have been identified. The office site there showing people reading about sites that might have been identified before, and then we decided not to do them. I don't want people worrying. This will be done in a sensitive manner, but we have to do it. We have to address this situation to get our earlier through and to meet the needs of the travellers. It's a difficult situation, but it will be done in a proper manner.
Thanks. I really welcome this report, Denise. It is difficult and it is something that will cause a lot of discussion. But I know, and it's not just in my ward, I think it's in every ward, travellers come along and they pitch up roughly on the same sites every year, and
Yeah, if I can just add, I totally agree with what Les says, and we've quite a few temporary, with temporary permission across the district, and that will happen more and more the more that the travelling community grows, particularly on the Heath site. They're more permanent than temporary, I believe, but they do, like everyone else, need somewhere to live. I just want to address 5.24, if I may, which is about the travelling show people. As you know, we in my ward and the Hemsworth ward, we fought hard not to have the site at the bottom of Newstead Lane. That's now ongoing, and they've taken great care in what they're doing on there. And I think it will be a success, certainly for the travelling show people on there, and people have actually accepted what's happening on there. But as I say, they've been very good with the local people. They're not making disturbance. They're not dirtying the roads. And that will be a superb site. And I think there's quite a few plots on there. I can't remember off the top of my head, 18 or 20, but
Thank you. Agenda item 8, the sewer services with
Yeah, thank you, Leader. Yeah, this report is asking for an extension to the current arrangements for providing domiciliary care, that's home care, to residents of one of our extra care housing facilities in Normanton. The flats are managed by South Yorkshire Housing Association, and we have had a contract with an independent company, that's Comfort Call, to provide home care for eligible residents. This contract is coming to an end. We are currently reviewing our arrangements for extra care housing and doing a review of Frickley Mews. That's another extra care facility. This is to help us to decide which is the best way to support people in extra care housing in the future. Extra care has been good for the district. It allows people to have more independence by having their own flat and being tenants, but it also means that they can benefit from extra support when they need it, with home care and with use of shared facilities. So I'm asking for the option 1.
Thank you.
West Yorkshire Orange Liaison and Diversion.
Yes, thank you, Leader. This report is to seek Cabinet approval for Wakefield Council to contract with NHS England to deliver all-age liaison and diversion services across West Yorkshire and to build on the Council's expertise in leading the delivery of this service over the last 6 years. Over the last 6 years, since 2012, Wakefield Council have led on the liaison and diversion service across Wakefield, Leeds and Bradford. This comes to an end in March 2019, and a new delivery model which will cover the whole of West Yorkshire is going to be brought in. Wakefield have actually submitted a bid and we're still waiting for the outcome, but we need to get approval from the Council, from Cabinet, to proceed if we're successful with the bid. The service actually has a prevention focus, so that people going into the criminal justice system are identified and assessed and given the support they need to prevent them actually going into it again. It provides an opportunity for Wakefield Council to build on its existing strong regional and national reputation as a leader for the provision of liaison and diversion services. It's also an opportunity for Wakefield Council to strengthen existing partnership working arrangements with the police, Majesty's courts and the key statutory partners. I think really this Wakefield has been, it's considered one of the innovative and high-performing services, and we need to build on existing arrangements, but if we're successful with the bid. The PCC and Chief Constable are supportive of the services, and the divisional commanders have agreed to provide accommodation within the police stations. I think really the key point is that if we look at the financial implications, at present Wakefield leads the delivery of liaison and diversion services across Wakefield, Leeds and Bradford. The current contract value for this is at 9.1, is 2.074 million, and this provides funding for 52.4 FTE, either directly employed or seconded from partner organisation. If we're successful with the bid, the contract value is 3.054 million per annum, 18.3 million over the maximum duration of the contract, which will fund 68.4 full-time employed staff. So really, I'm coming here to ask Council to support the bid and to support moving forward with it if we are successful.
Yeah, I welcome this. As chair of the CSP, we get the reoffending rates, certainly for youth offending, and we do have one of the lowest reoffending rates in West Yorkshire, which shows that we're actually doing something to help these young people not re-enter the criminal justice system. So I more than welcome this. I do know that the are the CRC involved at all, or is this for young people that enter the criminal justice system for over
12 months, or is it for those that enter for less than 12 months? And if it's less than 12 months, where are the CRC involved in this? I know it's one of those contracts that this government took out with the private sector that's crumbling around their ears, but they're still there, and I just wonder if it is that the CRC are involved with those young people who are entering the criminal justice system for less than 12 months, and whether we work with them.
I'm not sure on that, Marvin. I'd have to check with that and get back to you.
Can we read the recommendation from item 10? In item 10, the service review, which is British right last night,
Thank you, Chair. This report is for noting, and it's the fact that the Council, the Department of Transport, should say, have asked all local authorities to look at the introduction of the well-managed highways infrastructure code of practice that we've all adopted, to make sure that our gritting routes and the way we grit our roads complies with that, which I'm happy to say it does. I think last night it has fetched it home to us again, the purpose and the importance of gritters. It was extremely cold. We've all seen the ice this morning, and especially this year as well, in March when we had the beast from the east attack us as well. Just a vital role they play in our district and making sure that the roads are safe. I do pay tribute to the people that's out last night, the men and women, while we was tucked up in our beds, that were out there gritting, so let's never forget that. So the report's for noting, Chair, and just to confirm that we do comply with the new code of practice.
make sure, as always, that we let the public know the teams all going about there's Sunday days like that. I know we've got press releases out, but again, if you're doing the just afterwards to the camera about the service review, to reiterate the point about people being safe, without mice, to take extra care, so that we can get that message over as well. That would be great. I say, I know there are press releases about, if you could do this on camera. Okay, Les, I know you're more scam.
It says in the report with the whole 1,600 properties, and what it's looking to do in Scam is to look at all our properties, including them, and to make sure that we're actually getting the best value, not just in cash, but in social value, and using our properties to the best that we can. The second part, which this mainly looks at, is the investment portfolio. We want to look at investing in property and in other areas. And why do we really want to do that? Well, with the 3.2, it covers the Scout is that actually it's an enabler. It gives us assets that are fit for purpose in locations that support delivery of excellent services to the citizens, which is important. Driving additional and more sustainable revenue from council for existing investments. And where possible, working with key partners across the district to deliver a one-way of the state that delivers for all, and it will align the assets to council's key strategies. And this moves us from about 5 years of austerity and cuts and pulling back on services that certainly our residents need. What this does is start to bring investment back into it in a different sort of way. It looks at our existing properties, but it also develops new properties to deliver different ways. With that, I recommend from 2.1 to 2.4 and move the support.
Any questions or comments?
I'm just wondering if it's the right way forward, and if it's next to the way, and it's going to bring really good benefits into the district. I think it's exciting in that we're doing and moving forward.
Great. Okay, the Keys to the North project to Canberra Castle.
Historic
Yes, it is. Yeah. Additional health and social care. Yeah, thank you, Leader. Am I on? Yeah. Thank you. Right. I'm asking Cabinet to approve additional investment of 1.4 million in a number of programmes that will support health and social care integration in the district and improve care for local people. We are proposing to invest this money to bring forward programmes that the Clinical Commissioning Group is unable to fund in this financial year but can repay in future years, with the additional investment being made nationally in the NHS. As a council, we are helping to make things happen quicker, but we are also ensuring that we get the money back over future years. This investment will provide support to develop our multi-agency connecting care hubs, support better healthcare for people living in local care homes, expand the availability of community pharmacy services and provide a late visiting service which enables nurses to visit people at home and in the evening. So with that, I'll move the report.
Welcome the report and obviously support it. Certainly people are living longer and we need to keep them in the homes longer. Plus we need to help them help and support them while they're there. If I can just turn to 5.24, which is the community pharmacy. Is that introducing pharmacies or new pharmacies, or is that the mobile pharmacy? I know we need it to have the medication close to the people who require medication in a timely fashion, and we need to have it almost 24/7. I just wonder, is it investing in new pharmacy or is it investing in mobile pharmacy?
What it is, Maureen, you know, the community pharmacies now are in sort of shops in, you know, local communities, post offices in local communities. So therefore, it helps the most vulnerable people to be able to access those services with closer to home. Yeah. It is, yeah. And I think, you know, it's not just the CCG, it's all the communities out there, the local anchors and that type of thing, you know. So we are, you know, with the hubs as well, it is coming together with some time to go yet, but as I say, hopefully, you know, it'll make a big difference to people's lives. No, thank you.
Next one is on page 75, the Budget 2018, the summary of key policies. This is in my name. Just to draw your attention to 5.4, that Paul Johnson of the IFS, Canada Prison Government, the local authority chief executive, for a head team now distributed plan which we celebrate and do so down. This is a budget that plays for the short term but not the long term. Just to very briefly, so I know the colleagues will want to comment, make two comments on some of the items listed on 6.1, the UK economy and deficit. I simply believe those figures every single time that this government has set they were to meet. 6.2, the NHS place does not cover public health. Why not? Why not? One of the key areas that local government indeed cover is public health, not within additional funding. 6.7, we're talking about additional pieces of measures, which, however, welcome, disguises the fact there's still 4 billion council cuts to come that are in the system. Look at 6.11, infrastructure, 420 million council potholes, a drop in the ocean. The amount needed to bring the nation's highways up to an acceptable standard is 13 billion. So this is in no way going to address the long-term problem we have at transport. Not at all. Education and apprenticeships. I'm sure that schools are grateful with lecturers that they need to be able to buy, which I thought was patronising in the extreme. 6.13 social care. Again, short-termism. No real attempt whatsoever to address the long-term problems we've got with an ageing population. This is not a budget, I do not believe, the majority of our residents for the long term. We should say that at every opportunity we get. That's enough from me. Any other colleague got a comment? Maureen, please.
All of us are aware of the you said already, but most of us. I wonder where the money's coming from, and I suspect it's coming from the board. Any money, if it's not new money, I think when we get into the depth of
I just want to make one point. I mean, Maureen's just said it and Peter's just said it, but this morning on TV, they're actually saying that in schools where you've got a class of 30, 10 out of the 30 is living in poverty. 10 out of 30 living in poverty right across the country. And when you look at it, we can itemize it about university and all that. They're doing this poverty, and it's not going back. We're not doing anything about it. It's going to get worse. And I don't see anything in this budget that gives me any hope that it's going to get better. And that's a shame for a country that's got the money and the wealth that it's got, and it needs to be looked at. It needs to be opened at all that money.
It wasn't about the future of the country. It was one-off grants that they give to most local authorities. And I make the point again that I made at full council. The £220 million that was sent down for the transport and for potholes, just short of £2 million came to this local authority. I've got the programme of works we're going to do. 25 roads will be sorted out in this district. That's it. We as a local authority put more money into transport, to highways, should I say, than what the government's putting in. We're doubling what the government's put into this local authority. We'll get a better deal for it. But when you just look down the other thing that was come out this week was it about policing. They wanted to raise council tax so we can pay for more policing. Now, that's sort of long-termism, but you're still once again coming to the councils to raise that sort of money. It goes back to social care part, when once again we could raise council tax to look after social care. It's always coming back to the council tax is not the most fairest council tax in the world, we all know that. But it's once again coming backwards always to the most vulnerable in society and the poorest in society to raise the money. I do not agree with it. It's just, there's no future in this budget at all. It's like short-termism.
Yeah, my concern is, I mean, they're giving this money out. My concern is where the money's going. We've seen it with transport, with rail transport. The north misses out tremendously compared to the south. We've got a recent announcement about grammar schools, 16 grammar schools, 15 down in the south, 1 in the north. And it seems to be that, yes, there's money being put out. There's 84 million over the next 5 years to expand social care for children to 20 councils. Where those councils are going to be? It's identifying where the money's going. And I think generally we up here are losing out. We're getting the average £10,000 for a primary school and 50,000 per secondary. Where are those schools? That's an average. How will it compare? Who will get the most? Will some get more than others? And I think this is the unfairness of the budgets that are coming out from London at the moment. The north misses out and the south doesn't.
Yeah, I think Maureen's more or less mentioned what I was going to mention. Public health, I mean, we've had year on year, cuts, and there's still, we're looking at sort of contracts now that we're asking people to do more for less. And that eventually will catch up with us because we're not offering as much service as what we can do. With regards to social care, we just get small amounts of funding, which is a sticking plaster over, the problems that we have in social care, as I say, with people living longer, with complex needs as well. And, it's just getting worse. And as I say, it's just unacceptable, really, for our district.
Yes, we all feel passionate about this. We all feel that, as Pastor said, it's a sticking plaster over amputation, really. I want to come back to something that Margaret's just reminded me of, and that's the money that's been issued to schools. Teachers are taking in stuff to plug the budgets now. So what is that money going to do? All it's going to do is bring them a little bit closer to the fact that they don't have to bring the books and the pencils in anymore, and they don't have to bring items in, or don't have to ask children to buy raffle tickets so they can buy stocks for school. I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous. We need proper funding for our schools because we've been talking about it earlier, you've talked about it with regard to young people entering the criminal justice system. We talk about poverty often. We don't look after those kids whilst they're at school, get them a good education, get them into apprenticeships, and get them out of the criminal justice system. We need the money in our schools, and this isn't going to help at all because all it's going to do is
to ask the colleagues to do that. We should simply accept it. We should simply accept it. On agenda item 40, and I'm going to sound boring, just the kind of drawing we should all like. Just to thank Neil for his financial stewardship once more. 92,000 spent this time, so we're getting nearer to the magic position where it was exactly right. So just a big thank you. And I know I keep saying it, but it's worth saying that it is good when we know that we've got financial stewardship at that point. So overall, although things are tough, we know that the authority has been well managed financially. Are there any questions or comments? Another. I thought it better be really nice because I asked him for a favour yesterday. Chase up something more, so perhaps we'll say thanks. Okay, agenda item 15, capital program data report, and 6, are there any questions or comments on that? Agreed, thank you. And item 16, we've already alluded to this.
Firstly, can I say congratulations to Anna on her first report. It's an absolutely brilliant business report. I think people will just pick this book up and look at it and read it, because I don't think in the past an annual report has been in this format. So I think it's absolutely marvellous that, you know, you take that initiative to go forward with that. So just a little bit of background. It's a 24-page graphic novel aimed at Year 6 children. It explores key health messages on obesity, mental health, are discussed in various storylines in the book. I mean, I could go on and on because it's absolutely marvellous. But as I say, congratulations to Anna and to everyone else that's been involved in it, you know, the children. But I think I need to say that also it's going to be made available to schools with the intention of teaching pupils on health issues. Lesson plans will be produced to support teachers who choose to take up the opportunities. So I think that's a good initiative. Get it out into schools and, you know, let people know from a young age what health is all about. So with that, I'm really glad.
Yes?
Just congratulations.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah, I think it's just congratulations. It's a big all of it, and I think one really found it interesting to read, so read it. But I have to say, I like to think maybe just some inspiration from some of the comic book publications that are museums.
I did,
But I mean, it's that sort of legacy, highlights some really, really important issues in such a very beautiful format. So thank you very much.
Yeah, all right, all that. I have to say, you definitely did it first.
Yeah, congratulations, and it is, I think all reports should be like this to council, because it is so easy to read, you know, and you can just pick out bits. But I'm particularly pleased that the children have had such an input into this. They've got pages of their comments, and it really is good because it makes them know, it tells them that we are listening to you and we are taking notice.
Yeah, I think we know the number of appointments on the documents. This is the tragedy. I have to admit to you, don't tell me whether it can be children. Congratulations, Anna. You really, brilliant.
We're all going to say the same, aren't we? I've said it a couple of times, actually, up to now. I think it's fantastic. It's something you want to pick up. It's something you think, oh, this is innovative. Oh, my word, you know, and I'm really glad that kids were involved in this. And what I think we should do with this, to ensure that every elected member reads it, is to put one on the seat of every elected member's place in council to ensure that everybody reads it and we can take that message out into our communities. I think it's excellent.
I'm desperately trying to find something different.
Quite attractive, but
The truth is I can't. Except this. We've said in the past, actually, as politicians, that we want to see reports that come to life, that try and, that mean something to people, as Maureen says, that mean something to people, that maybe paints the picture. And they've got us in themselves. The normal council reports have brought people to tears. The
Yeah, just to say that it is a community asset transfer. There's been lengthy consultations on this, both with all interested parties. It had to be advertised for 6 months. There was quite a lot of interest in it. I know that elected members have been heavily involved in this, and I hope they are welcome of the outcome. The facility has been awarded to iSpace, which is a community interest company which is known to the council, and I've done a lot of work around raising awareness with young people on domestic abuse. We are looking to offer them a 25-year lease on peppercorn. I am assured, and elected members in the ward are assured, that part of that facility will be available to the voluntary community sector, who also bid for the asset transfer. So they will be working together with the volunteers that currently use the centre, and iSpace will be delivering some valuable work from that centre. So the recommendation is option 2, and is that is to grant the lease for 25 years on a peppercorn rent.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, as one of the elected members for that area, already started to want to work with the local community already. So myself and Michael welcome this initiative, welcome iSpace moving in there, and welcome what we're going to do with the local community, as well. So I do thank you, the officers, for what you've done on this.
Yes. Thank you. I did like to meet you, Treasury Management Committee as well. Yes.
Just going back to the 5.44, services going to both the Chief Finance Officer confirms that Treasury Management activities within the first 6 months of 18-19 are in accordance with the Treasury Management strategy. I think Treasury Management's been certainly been looked at well within this council for a number of years. It is safe. I'm not going to make people but it is, it's well done, and that's on the it's on that.
You agree? Yeah. Agenda item 90 is actually the most important items on the agenda. You can't leave the annex. It will look like hundreds. To be fair. It will really slightly ahead of its time, but it's now no longer ahead of its time, which we've got. Sorry, Julie. But it really is an important piece of work. We've been working with a hotel in Christ, and this will have huge potential positive impact on the district. Yes?
Yeah, I think it really is important because it shows this guy, it certainly shows this procurement. We talked about apprentices, but he's talked about apprentices earlier on, and you can't forgive yourself looking and saying that under procurement you can ask companies to set up to the apprentices, but this is more than that. This is looking in depth at what we can do. But what it's also doing is setting targets, and that means we can constantly review and see how well it's doing and what it's doing for the district. And under 1.4, some of those thoughts, targets, to support local economy more by increasing the council spend with local suppliers by 20% to cover over £15 million a year. That's significant, that's moving from what we've done initially to, shall we do the best deal, to let's take account of social value and care, and I think that's important. Support local businesses. Remember, without business, we can't bring in the money, and that's important to know. And we're looking at spending £40 million with local businesses. I like the third one, I think it's important. Embed social value with permissible into council contracts. That is certainly hasn't always been done, not just in ours, but right across the country. We've just been talking about poverty and about some of the things. This shows this council care.
can I just say that in terms of the last point, it's really important about making sure we monitor. What I'd like you to see is the recommendation slightly change so that in a year's time, we have a report back on the differences as well to the local economy. If we simply pass it or we just pass it, let's make a difference. It's going to be a living document, isn't it? And to make a real difference. Yes.
Les and I talked about this probably late last week, and I do welcome it. I mean, the council must be one of the biggest procurement organisations across the district, and we can help people within our communities by being very